Welcome to Michigan State University on this bright and sunny day. My name is Melinda Daly and I'm a horticulture landscape design major and also a Bailey Scholar. Do you know what a Bailey Scholar is? Let me actually explain what the Bailey Scholar program is. Actually, let me show you what the Bailey Scholar program is. Behind me is Will's house. This is where the Bailey Scholars program is housed at Michigan State University. Let me take you inside and show you around. Welcome to Will's house. The room to our right is our small meetings room. We have classes and small meetings in this room. There is a library of books that we could check out if we want to expand our knowledge on different subjects. There also is a video library that we can check out videos of past Bailey Scholars conferences. This is a nice room for small, quiet meetings for a more personal level. Next room we're going to see is a technology room. This room has about 5 or 6 computers for students to use 24 hours, 7 days a week. It is a very responsible and respectable environment. People come in, use the computers, or they can use the typewriter or any other necessary things that they need to get their homework done. Next, we're going to see the large commons room, right this way. This is our large commons area. This is where the preliminary Bailey Scholars class is held, and also when we have our large group meetings. And also, if you look around the room, this is our Bailey Declaration. This is what Bailey stands for. The Bailey Scholars Program seeks to be a community of scholars dedicated to lifelong learning. All members of the community work toward providing a respectful, trusting environment where we acknowledge our interdependence and encourage personal growth. This concludes our tour. Let me show you the way out. We hope you enjoyed our little virtual tour of Will's house. We hope that this video and the presentation yet to come will help you fully understand what Bailey Scholars Program is all about.
Sure, to be very satisfied. You'll be very satisfied, that will be there.
I can't describe how satisfying it's going to be.
When we'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be.
Budgeting. That's some money.
We think of self and others. How does each of us all different?
That sense of community is more open, and when I hear the word community, I think of exclusion, like the black community, the white community, the Asian community, and I think as long as we're still thinking in communities and we're not thinking into networks, there's going to be a problem. Like, I don't consider myself belonging to a particular community. My friends come from all different communities, and together, I guess we're one community, but you can't really define that community.
If I say something, we talked about this last week, if I say something, it's because I'm the minority or whatever. It's because I'm either hypersensitive or I'm always the one saying something. The greater impact is when other people begin to understand what the issues are and other people say something. And so the dilemma for people of different groups who want, if they speak up all the time, then you're labeled something. If you don't speak up, things persist. And so it's this conundrum between, and there's always also an expectation that you're gonna teach. You're always in teaching mode. So I think there are people who are tired of being a teacher, who reject the role of being a teacher. There are those of us who stay the teacher, who stop out periodically and don't want to teach. And so I guess the conversations need to keep going on, and they need to go on at MSU, and in really earnest, honest ways. And if we're not creating spaces, or spaces aren't being created other places, then we create them where we can.
The issue of the network is interesting. It's such an antiseptic term, though, network. And we often use it in very negative terms, like the old boys network, you know? And the mutual interdependence, but a diverse other, because that's how we grow, through being exposed and participating and learning through diversity.
Which would have the lack of embrace of diversity. But Leroy brings up the point that a lot of the idea of diversity is that there are benefits, there are opportunities from embracing diversity.
Leadership is so very important. I think we really undervalue what it means to be a leader, whether that leader is a parent, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a boss, whether it's, just the adult at the Y, or any time that we have a chance to demonstrate our leadership and we fail to do so by not acting in the appropriate way, I think we influence other people.
There's a grassroots movement which sees opportunity. And some of that opportunity is, as Marquita was saying, there are people who intermarry and because they see an opportunity there, not because they're afraid of some negative, and then you get multicultural kids or biracial kids or whatever Tiger Woods has said he is, and which I thought was pretty neat, and that's maybe where the leadership is coming from. It's not coming from the top, from the people who are worried about the negative aspects. It's coming from people who see opportunity.
Because the pessimism is binding in a way that the optimism is freeing, and the responsibility is mine. It's not yours or yours or yours or yours or yours. It's mine. You put it off on the society stinks, or the people we get to vote for, or they're no good, or but it all comes down to any of the change has to come from inside out in communities using networks. There you go. 2 cents worth.
This is my family. I guess they're a really important part of how I'm doing here, and they're my biggest support system, and I love them to death. So I wanted to put them on the first slide because they're so important to me. Kind of. I do view Bailey as my community away from home, and I'm kind of excited about all the out-of-class activities I got to participate in. The Mitch Alamo event, which I still haven't given a reflection on, but it is my home away from home. This Saturday I participated in Christmas in April, and part of our service learning, Bailey. The hardest thing I think I learned is to be careful with judgments of people that I have.
Offered me so many other opportunities, and they've seen me grow and change my perspectives about life from that. So I've become connected in a community sense. And finally, I've connected my Bailey experiences with other things in my life. As a state FFA officer, I do a lot of leadership training, leadership development, and I just think a lot about how we can work together in groups. But Bailey has taught me to think in a way I've never ever dreamed of thinking before. A lot of times we try and teach people to act in a certain way, develop their talents in a certain system. So when you're speaking, you gesture this way, you talk this way, with certain emphasis on certain words. But not everybody is cut out to be a speaker. Not everybody wants to lead the group discussion. Not everyone should have to fit the type leadership. Bailey has taught me to look at each individual and see their strengths and use them as assets and develop those, and from there they can develop leadership. Instead of trying to mold everybody to fit one form, we should look at each individual and their strengths and capitalize on those. So I've become connected from myself to who I've always been. I've become connected in the community of Bailey Scholars, and I'm using those connections to help me in my other organizations.